Let's talk about something incredible that's happening inside your body right this second. There's a master repair crew working 24/7 just to keep you going. They're called stem cells, and we're about to break down exactly how this amazing internal team works. I mean, really think about that for a moment. Your body is constantly wearing down and rebuilding itself. Every single day, billions of your cells check out and are replaced with new ones. So the big question is, how? How on earth does your body pull off this massive, continuous maintenance job without you even noticing? All right, so let's get into it. The secret is that a lot of your body's hardest working parts, well, they just aren't built to last forever. They have really short, intense lifespans, and they totally rely on this hidden workforce that's just constantly churning out replacements to keep the whole system running smoothly. And here's where it gets really personal. Take a look at this. The outer layer of your skin, those cells are only around for a few days. The entire lining of your gut gets a complete refresh in about a week. And your blood, it's constantly being remade. This isn't random chaos, though. It's a super precise system, all powered by these stem cells hiding out deep inside these tissues. So, who exactly are these tireless workers, these master builders? Well, it's time to meet the hero of our story, the stem cell itself. So, what's the big deal about a stem cell? Well, it's a unique kind of cell that has this incredible ability to divide over and over again, almost without any limit. And here's the magic trick. Every time it divides, it comes to a fork in the road. It has to make a choice. It can either create a perfect copy of itself, or it can totally transform into a new specialized cell. And this gets to its two fundamental superpowers. First up is self-renewal. That's its ability to make a perfect clone of itself. This is so important because it makes sure the supply of stem cells never runs out. And second is differentiation. This is the power to become something else entirely. A skin cell, a blood cell, a muscle cell, whatever the body needs right where it needs it. So it's both the factory and the product, all in one. But you know, it gets even more fascinating because not all stem cells have the same skill set. Just think of it like a giant construction crew. You've got the master architect who designs the entire building, you've got the general contractors who manage the different parts of the job, and then you have your specialists, the plumbers, the electricians. Stem cells basically work in the same kind of hierarchy. Right at the very top, you have the master architect, the totipotent stem cell. Toti literally means total, and that's exactly what these can do. You only find them in the first couple of days after conception, and they hold the complete blueprint to build an entire human being, plus all the supporting equipment like the placenta. They can build the whole shebang. Okay, take one step down the ladder and you meet the pluripotent stem cell. This is our general contractor. Pluri means many, and these cells are incredibly versatile. They can build any of the specialized cells that make up our body. They can make heart tissue, brain cells, bone, you name it. But they can't build the life support systems like the placenta, just the building itself. And then finally, we get to the most common type of stem cell in our bodies right now, the multipotent stem cell. Think of this as your on-call repair specialist. For example, a blood stem cell is a master of its trade. It can create red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, all the different components of blood. But you can't tell it to go fix your liver. It's a dedicated expert in its own field. Okay, so we know what they are, we know what they can do, but where do we actually find them? This brings us to the two main sources. And this is really at the heart of so much of the research and the public conversation. So here's the side-by-side. On one hand, you have embryonic stem cells. These are those powerful, pluripotent general contractors. They're typically sourced from embryos from in vitro fertilization clinics. And because their use involves a developing embryo, this is where a really significant ethical debate comes into play. Then, on the other hand, you have adult stem cells. These are the multipotent specialists that are already inside our bodies, working day in and day out to repair and maintain us. Now, understanding these cells is one thing, but the real excitement, the thing that gets scientists so energized, is the idea of actually harnessing their power. This is the whole frontier of regenerative medicine, this idea that we could use our body's own repair crew to heal us from the inside out. And the ambition here is just huge. We're not just talking about swapping out old organs for new ones. The dream is to go beyond that, to get to a point where we can repair and reconstruct damaged tissues at the cellular level, fixing problems long before you'd ever need a full transplant. And listen, while this might all sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, the journey actually started decades ago. Way back in the 1960s, scientists had this breakthrough moment. In bone marrow alone, they found not one but two different kinds of stem cells, one that makes blood and another that builds stuff like bone and cartilage. That one discovery basically kicked off this entire field of research. But getting from that discovery to a cure is like navigating a super complex maze. I mean, scientists are facing these massive questions. How do you even find and get these cells out of our tissues? Once you have them, how do you give them the exact right instructions to become the cell type you need? And just as important, how do you tell them to stop once the job is done? It's tricky, and you still have to deal with hurdles like the body's own immune system trying to reject the new cells. So it all leaves us with this one huge, ultimate question. We all have this incredible, living repair crew working inside us right now. The science is tough, the challenges are absolutely real, but what if we can figure out how to direct that crew? Could we, one day, use our own cells to fix some of the most devastating medical problems we face? That, right there, is the profound and powerful promise of stem cell research.